The 2025 season for the Los Angeles Sparks was a commendable journey, even though they ultimately did not secure a place in the playoffs. Los Angeles. The highly anticipated WNBA playoffs have begun, yet the Los Angeles Sparks find themselves on the sidelines. For many critics, the perspective on sports championships can be quite black and white. A team either wins the title or their season is deemed a failure. However, can we really label the Sparks' season as fruitless when they achieved 13 more victories compared to the previous year? This is where the conversation becomes intriguing. I take pride in our accomplishments this season, expressed Sparks head coach Lynne Roberts during the team's exit interviews last week. Although it wasn't the championship we aimed for, the improvement we've made is something to be proud of. The resilience of our players throughout the season, facing adversities together, is commendable. I feel disappointment, but I do not view this season as a failure at all. Reflecting back on the 2024 season, the Sparks only managed to win 8 games out of 40, showing just how significant their growth has been. There was a moment about 2 weeks ago when I was on the phone with Dearica Hamby venting my frustrations, shared Sparks guard Kelsey Plum. I was just really eager to win. She reminded me, though, that last year I only won 8 games, so my perspective on this season has changed significantly. Understanding the context is essential. Injuries plagued the Sparks once again, reminiscent of the past 2 seasons, and they faced the ongoing challenge of building team chemistry. They had to re-sign Liatu King under hardship provisions, along with veteran point guard Shea Petty. Alamond returned from her injury, but her commitments to Eurobasket pulled her away from the team once more. Odyssey Sims also stepped away temporarily for personal reasons, making it difficult for the team to find stability with their roster constantly shifting. After a game, Plum candidly remarked, "I might get fined for saying this, but I drive to the basket more than anyone else in the league. So, for me to only get 6 free throws is absolutely absurd. I bear the marks of those plays, and yet I see other guards getting calls for petty fouls. It's incredibly frustrating. I'm being fouled every time I drive. Rikia experiences the same issues in the post, and those fouls go unnoticed. I don't know what else to do." An example of this struggle was highlighted on June 17, when they faced off against the Seattle Storm. Plum couldn't participate in that match due to injury, leaving just 2 viable guards, Petty and rookie Sarah Ashley Barker. To manage the situation, they quickly signed Grace Berger under a hardship agreement, but predictably, the Storm soundly defeated the Sparks by 31 points at home. "We definitely miss Kelsey, Odyssey, and Julie. They're our primary guards, and none of them were available," Coach Roberts lamented after the loss. "Shea and Grace did their best, but it's tough to execute our plans with so little time to gel together. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the reality of the situation. I feel our players tried hard, but we need to focus on our defense right now." As the season progressed, the Sparks faced more changes. Mercedes Russell was released as Cameron Brink's potential return became clearer. With Alamond comprising the point guard position and the team beginning to establish their play style, the offense started to forge its identity. The Sparks pulled off significant victories against the Sun and the Mystics just as they approached the All-Star break. It's evident that we're beginning to find our rhythm, and having players healthy contributes to that. We're starting to loop in the contributors we designed our strategies around, Coach Roberts noted post-Mystics victory. Rikia is beginning to shine, which is exciting to witness, and Dearica is finding her groove as well. Following the All-Star break, the Sparks maintained their positive momentum, winning rematches against both the Mystics and the Sun. They even experienced an exhilarating triumph over the Liberty, thanks to a last-second buzzer beater by Jackson, marking one of their standout achievements this season. The Sparks were unstoppable, winning an intense double overtime game against the Storm, and defeating the Fever and the Sun in consecutive home matches. This remarkable performance marked one of their most thrilling stretches of basketball in years, winning 8 out of 9 games, and notably scoring over 100 points in 5 of 6 contests, a first for the WNBA. Since the season's start, I've remained optimistic about the potential of our team, and I understand why I want to be part of this. Our team resembles the 2022 Aces with its dynamic energy, being one of the fastest teams we've seen, expressed Hamby after another victory against the Sun. We've hit 100 points in 5 of our last 6 games. Our journey isn't over yet, there's still so much left to achieve. But I genuinely feel that Sparks basketball is making a comeback. Another memorable moment occurred during a thrilling match against the Wings, where once again the Sparks found themselves engaged in a fierce back-and-forth battle, with Paige Bueckers scoring an incredible 44 points, making her the highest scorer of the season. Despite Bueckers' impressive free throw to give the Wings the lead, Plum managed a miraculous floater to clinch the win right at the buzzer. Yes, it's easy to pinpoint their early home losses as the reason they missed the postseason, or to cite critical last-minute losses against the Mystics and the Fever. However, overcoming a poor start of 6-14 was a tall order. Finishing with a record of 15-9 is indeed commendable. They emerged as the 4th best team in the league following July 13th. I am completely in sync with what Lynne has been communicating throughout the season, especially today. As a way to evaluate our performance, stated Sparks GM Reagan Pebley. This season was about sowing the seeds for future success. There's a tendency to get bogged down in the win-loss dichotomy or playoff statuses, slapping labels of success or failure. However, this season showcased so much growth and countless reasons to feel proud of our journey. Beginning the year by earning trust and support among the players was challenging for the coaching staff, Pebley added. The players deserve significant credit for their faith in Lynne's vision, and for their willingness to adapt when outcomes didn't favor them initially. Achieving success as we did, culminating in a tough stretch of 8 games within 14 days, most against playoff contenders, while fostering camaraderie in the locker room, has been extraordinarily rewarding. But what lies ahead? How does the team plan to build on this recent season? Absolutely, our offensive performance has been outstanding, Pebley reflected. The analytics back this up, but we must also focus on enhancing our defense. With time, careful consideration, and teamwork, we'll address what needs improvement and return tougher and smarter next season. Coach Roberts humorously added, "Believe it or not, I can coach defense too, but priorities can shift based on immediate needs. While having a solidly athletic team aids defensive strategy, it isn't the sole requirement. Establishing a clear identity is key. From the beginning, I aim to foster a culture that prioritizes winning while adhering to our style of play. Gaining player commitment to this philosophy is vital, as creating good defense requires a level of accountability and team spirit that can't be enforced through harshness. I wanted to ensure they were on board for next season, which would allow for greater responsibility in every game. Despite finishing with the 2nd worst defense in the league, scoring points has proven to be less of a struggle, a point demonstrated throughout the season. The question looms, while they showcase the ability to defend effectively in spurts, can they maintain that level of performance consistently as they move into next season? The Sparks have developed a core 4, consisting of Plum, Hamby, Jackson, and Stevens. Plum delivered on her promise, finishing among the top scorers and assists in the league, and being the sole representative from the Sparks in the All-Star game. Hamby's reliability marked her as a player essential to the team. Jackson experienced a rocky start but became unstoppable during key moments. Stevens emerged as a formidable long-range threat, causing difficulties for opposing teams, finishing as runner-up for Most Improved Player. Although not always in the spotlight, Julie Alamand proved to be a stabilizing force for the offense, celebrating standout feats such as achieving a triple-double and securing a win against the Storm. Meanwhile, Julie Van Loo's presence infused positivity into the team dynamic as well, providing vital backup minutes. Ray Burrell, upon returning, showcased her disruptive influence on both ends of play. As the season progressed, she demonstrated improved scoring abilities, highlighted by a 20-point game against the Mercury. Had Burrell remained healthy throughout the season, the Sparks might have seen a different playoff outcome, considering their 4-12 record without her. Brink, returning from a torn ACL, is expected to make a significant impact given her performances in earlier games. Emma Cannon participated in early games but saw minimal court time later in the season. Yet her professionalism hasn't gone unnoticed as she served as a beneficial mentor for younger teammates. Alyssa Peely joined the team later in the season, having previously played under Coach Roberts in college, quickly becoming a fan favorite in Los Angeles. Hoping she stays in the league next year would be wise. Rookies Sarah Ashley Barker and Sanaya Fegan embarked on different paths this season. Barker found herself thrust into the starting lineup due to injuries, exited when the roster returned to health, then made a late-season comeback. Fegan, primarily utilized in garbage time, also contributed significantly in several key games. Additionally, contributions from Odyssey Sims, Mercedes Russell, Liatu King, Shea Petty, and Grace Berger kept the team afloat during trying times marred by injuries. Much like previous off-seasons, not every player will return. Plum and Hamby have expressed their desire to stick around. Jackson and Brink are seen as foundational pieces moving ahead. However, the unpredictable nature of off-seasons means that anything can unfold leading up to training camp. Furthermore, the impending arrival of 2 new teams into the league suggests that the Sparks may need to leave 2 players unprotected in the expansion draft. Only time will reveal how the collective bargaining agreement negotiations unfold, as this will dictate the timeline of off-season events. For the first time in quite a while, the Los Angeles Sparks appear to have a clear direction. But will they successfully stay the course next season, or might they veer off track yet again? One thing remains certain. Higher expectations will be set for the Sparks as they head into the 2026 season.